Tonight, Dispatches goes undercover in Zimbabwe. We investigate how a web of business deals is bankrolling President Robert Mugabe and his inner circle. Do you feel that your life is under threat?
Most definitely, sir. Not just my life, my freedom. There is a government that will stop at nothing.
We go inside the financial deal involving President Mugabe, a British company, and hundreds of millions of dollars.
The message was probably put out by President Mugabe that we need cash. Hey presto, $100 million in cash.
We expose the white businessman who is Robert Mugabe's Mr. Fix-It.
What I know of him is not complimentary. He's not complimentary. I wouldn't want to be his friend.
And we see firsthand how President Mugabe is still keeping his inner circle loyal through organized theft and corruption.
I'm getting off. There is no rule of law in Zimbabwe. Here today, there is complete anarchy.
After 3 decades in power, last year President Mugabe was forced into a power-sharing government. It was supposed to restore the rule of law, but we found corruption still going strong and violence pushing Zimbabwe back to the brink. We entered Zimbabwe undercover. We wanted to investigate how President Robert Mugabe bankrolls his hold on power. Last year, international pressure forced Mugabe and his ZANU-PF party to share power with the opposition MDC, the Movement for Democratic Change. But we were about to discover this is still a country without law.
Who is it that got shot?
We were near Chigutu, west of the capital Harare. There had been a shooting on a white-owned farm seized by a ZANU-PF politician.
The police have shot one of the farm workers who was trying to get onto the owner's property to recover some of their belongings. And the police shot this man in the leg, apparently, because they're defending the property on behalf of the ZANU-PF senior figure who has invaded the place and taken it over.
MDC leaders in the new government want farm invasions to stop, and the Southern African Development Community, of which Zimbabwe is a member, has ruled the land grabs racist and illegal.
Hang on, put the camera down.
Up ahead, we saw police stopping cars. The white farm owner James Etheridge told me by phone it was one of his workers who'd been shot and the police were looking for them. He guided us to where they were hiding.
They're too scared to take him to hospital in Chigutu, and so they want to take him to hospital in Harare. Hi, gentlemen. How are you doing? How are you? How's it going? Okay. Let's see. Oh my God, there's blood everywhere. How are you, my friend? Okay.
24-year-old Willow Wesley was in agony. He told me he feared he'd bleed to death if he was arrested, but he needed urgent treatment.
All right, so what happened to this man?
We were in the park trying to get onto our farm. We called no violence or anything. Next thing, the police ran out. How many police? 3? Two police with AKs, all with AKs. And one was a guard there. And they just started firing shots at us. Look at the vehicle there.
Who shot us?
Okay, so they've been shooting at the vehicle.
Shot at the vehicle. They shot 4 shots at the vehicle.
Yeah.
It's like a war zone. It's an absolute war zone here.
Okay, but this is a very serious leg wound. Okay, have you got medical care? Okay.
My cameraman Mike offered to help.
Yes, take it easy.
He's a qualified medic.
Okay, I'm going to put a tourniquet on you, mate. What it's going to do is going to stop the blood flow, okay?
Yes.
Okay, and it's going to give you a good chance, okay? Now, this is going to Hurt your leg up here.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's okay. It's okay.
designed
Ah,
Not only had the police shot him, they were the hired guns for the politician who had taken the farm.
You lose a lot of blood.
You lose blood, you die. Okay.
Oh shit!
Okay, what this is going to do is going to stop the blood from flowing from out of your artery. Okay.
The workers said days before one of their friends had been beaten to death on the same farm.
Who killed your friend? Who killed your friend?
We killed our friend.
Who did?
We buried him on Wednesday.
Who killed him?
Edna Madzongwe is a close ally of Mugabe. We found no evidence she was involved personally in the killing, but men working for her committed the murder.
So these guys are now trying to rush to Harare because they're worried that if they go to a hospital in Chiguti, they'll just get arrested. The police, it seems, fired without warning straight into the vehicle. You can see the hole here. They were aiming to shoot to kill.
We later heard doctors in Harare saved Willow Wesley's life and his leg, but days afterwards he was arrested. Edna Madzongwe is president of the Zimbabwean Senate. She's on American and European watch lists that prevent her travel and freeze her assets. Local farmers said she had seized other farms, looted them, and left them derelict. We reached the capital Harare in time for Independence Day. This is a city without enough food, fuel, or jobs. Yet there are signs of great wealth. This house is where Mugabe's army chief lives. We had to hide the camera as Mugabe's motorcade screamed past on his way to the parade.
This year's independence celebrations are indeed unique. The formation of an inclusive government has allowed us the spirit of oneness in which we celebrate our 29th year of independence.
So that was President Robert Mugabe speaking on the 29th anniversary of Zimbabwe's independence, which is also the number of years that he has been in power. And while his speech was all about reconciliation and welcoming investors back into the country, it's worth remembering that several million people are starving and the country has been brought to its knees.
We'd sneaked someone in to get closer than the official coverage. Opposition leader Morgan Tsvangirai may now be Prime Minister, but key institutions are still controlled by Mugabe's inner circle. Here's Defense Minister Emerson Mnangagwa. The UN says he's a corrupt politician who has been a key organizer of ZANU-PF's business interests. His assets in Europe and America have been frozen by the authorities. This is Army Chief General Constantine Chiwenga. European diplomats say he presides over a vast business empire in Zimbabwe. His assets have also been frozen. Mugabe's wife Grace often goes shopping in the Far East, where the Mugabes have bank accounts and property. America and Europe have frozen the assets of Mugabe and his inner circle and made it illegal for companies to do business with them. The aim is to force them to loosen their grip on power by strangling them financially. But our investigation would show how Mugabe and his inner circle can still do business despite those measures. In spring 2008, despite stage-managed rallies like this, President Robert Mugabe was in trouble, beaten by the MDC in the March general elections and on the verge of bankruptcy. He'd always relied on the security forces to keep him in power, but they hadn't been paid, and he needed cash to buy their loyalty. Some of that cash came in a deal that involved a British mining company called Camek, whose chairman is this man, former England cricketing hero Phil Edmonds. Before becoming a multi-millionaire, Edmonds was a famous spin bowler and played 51 test matches for